Spoke after the last match about increased intensity from your group. You said you're going to mix it up, push a few buttons. How do you think your group responded to that sort of cry last week?
What do you think?
I think they came out good early.
Yeah.
But I think they just dropped off. I guess you can tell us why that is.
Well, rebounding number one, that was a big focus for us today. But we really got first quarter they got 9 offensive rebounds, get 19 offensive rebounds to an Adelaide team. It's hard to beat, and too many easy points. I think they're 20 points, fast breaks. It was, that's a recipe for failure right there. So we didn't do a good job rebounding the ball or stopping them getting easy points.
I don't want to harp on about the offence too much, but there was a patch in the first quarter where 13 straight misses and again 1 of 8 in, I think, the third quarter. What do you do to sort of remedy that in the coming matches?
We'll try to generate it elsewhere. That's the turnovers, the fast breaks that we don't get. Our defence, we're being not aggressive enough defensively to create points with your defensive rebounding and kick aheads and fast breaks, and we're putting too much pressure on our shot and not getting second chance points. And you can look at it, we had, Jesse was wide open. We were wide open for a number of shots and they're not going in, but you can't just live and die by the jump shot. You've got to have different ways to score, or you get to the foul line. We get the foul line, we only shoot 50%. That's not a good combination either.
Bryce was obviously shut down tonight. Is that a concern that it's almost like guys, and it's easy to do, they spectate waiting for Bryce to sort of dig you out of a hole, but tonight, Adelaide just chased him around all over the park? Yeah,
Adelaide did a good job of it without a question, but that's when, we get our counters for the defensive end. And Tarico was great. He was great on the rebounds as well and giving us a real focal point. And the big guys got in trouble. Nick hardly played, and then Gus got in foul trouble too. So it put some pressure on us out there, and it's disappointing we couldn't stay.
And Damo, where do you feel it's going wrong on the offensive end? Obviously, missing that many shots in a row is, you're not going to win many games doing that.
Yeah, we've got to be aware of what's working throughout the quarter, throughout the game. There was a period there where we kept settling for 3-point as opposed to getting post touches. And I know, I thought Nick was really good early in the post. Obviously got some foul trouble, we had to sub him out. But it doesn't matter which personnel we've got out there, we've got to back our game plan, and we wanted to be able to get it into the post and have different looks instead. Yes, you might be half open or it might be an open look, but there's still 16, 18 seconds on the shot clock. If that's not dropping from the outside, that's fine. Let's try and have other avenues. So putting pressure on the rim, getting off the 3-point line, rewarding the bigs for hard runs. But that balance was too inconsistent with settling for threes for long periods of time, then rolling in other times. And then Bryce only getting 10 looks. It's not about him trying to force shots to get to 16, 20 shots a game. It's about getting him in spots where he's open and there's a decent look for him. And he's a guy that can make tough shots, but we didn't even get him into that part of the game where we, got him a look that he's capable of making. Instead, 10 looks is not good enough from our best player.
And Trevor's Bryce tired? Is he tired, or is he... tonight wasn't his night, but is he sort of banged up a bit at all? Yeah,
look, he's playing through injuries without a question. Yep.
And don't want to sound like a broken record. Do you look at pulling the trigger on that third import that's been talked about a bit?
No, we've already discussed that.
And Damian, as one of the sort of veterans of the league and leaders of the Cats, is this a position that you've been in before? Do you sort of back the group in to sort of get some wins on the board and run into the finals with a head of steam?
Yeah, absolutely back the guys to get some wins on the board and go into the finals with momentum. But first, we've got to qualify for finals. And secondly, the backbone of this club has been our defence. And right now, our one-on-one assignments have been fantastic. We're letting penetrators penetrate. We're forcing help defence. But the beauty of a team game is it's 5-on-5. So although you want to be able to get stops in a one-on-one basis, if you're beaten, you've got 4 guys behind you. And I think we can do a better job collectively of making sure that we're playing that team defence, not just solely focused on who we're guarding. So it's understanding your game plan, understanding the guy you're guarding, their strengths, their weaknesses, but more importantly, understanding where you should be on the court so you can help each other, help the helper, all the things you're taught as a junior. I think we're letting each other down because we're probably too focused on our own individual assignment. So if one of those things we can change, we can fix, because the reason we had success early in the year was that defence, and it's the reason we've had success in the past is that defence. So it's one thing I'll be addressing with the group, but I'll back us to be able to respond, and we have to respond quickly because we're playing against a Melbourne team who can certainly put points on the board.
Trevor, is there, in a weird way, the sort of first half of the season has hurt you, I guess? Is there a sense that they have gotten away from the defensive roots of the Wildcats? I mean, sort of rested on the laurels in a way? Yeah,
and it's exactly what Damo said, and part of that defence too is rebounding the ball. You know, you can't give the opposition 20 chances for another shot, and that's what hurt us. And you're not going to win in this league putting 97 points up against you. You're not going to win. You might win a couple of games, but not too many games. And we usually hold teams in the 70s to 80s, and we were doing that early in the year.
And just looking to head to Melbourne, I mean, what is the strategy? I mean, you started Reece tonight. I mean, you're going to look at the lineups again or go back to the roots of defence during training? I mean, what's the strategy for you?
Yeah, I don't know yet.
It's on the players, to be honest. There's only so much the coaching staff can do. At the end of the day, it's the players getting out there, getting in a stance, getting stops, talking it up, just knowing that you got help, knowing that you got help to help her, and then at the other end, you know, rebounding, then getting out, pushing the ball and putting the ball through the hole. There's only so much the coaches can do. I don't think many of the players are going to sleep well tonight, but they'll be excited about Sunday to try and redeem themselves. And yeah, it's not about, in my opinion, not about starting fives, not about who's out there. It's about knowing that whoever's out there is going to be backed by the 5 guys on the bench to do their job, and then when they get subbed out, whoever's subbing in for them will do their job as well and go back to that depth, which I think was our strength at the start of the year, and I still believe it can be as well.
Oh, cheers, guys.